Well, hello and welcome. It's day 40 of the Feast for the Soul. I'm Stacie, and I feel so fortunate to be able to share our meditation group that's been together for the past 2 years, coming up this March during the pandemic, with the larger community during the Feast of the Soul this year. It's been really wonderful to see new faces and to meet new early risers from all over the place. Sarah has done a really amazing job again this year. And even if you're new, even if it's your very first day listening to the tape, there's a very extensive library of recorded meditations from this year and from past years on the website feastforthesoul.org, which I can put into the chat. And I do hope when you have a free second and are in the mood to try a different meditation or listen to somebody different in a guided meditation that you will take a look, because it really is a plethora of amazing meditations out there. So for our last day during the feast, as the 40-day feast, it felt like we could talk about the new normal post-pandemic and what that even means. It feels like there's no going back to BC, before COVID. I was looking up an appropriate quote, and there's a saying from a Greek philosopher back in 500 BC, felt appropriate to before COVID. And he said that no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same man. And this is us. It feels really appropriate. We're not the same people we were 2 years ago. And it's unlikely to even be able to go back to the old ways of normal. You know, people have had a roller coaster of mental, physical, emotional moments. The good, the bad, the happy, the sad, blessed events, and very traumatic events. There's been a lot of grief, a lot of loss, and yet I'm sure you've all seen around you many shifts of awareness to reprioritize what's really important in your life. And we've seen, even in the news, extensive collaboration of people to help other people in need. So there have been some beautiful moments. And it feels to me that this big matrix of heart opening occurred with compassion and awakening on the whole planet. So there has been some silver lining. And here we are in this moment. And it's almost, hopefully, the post-pandemic era. As the mask mandates are starting to lift, I know in our area, and the numbers are starting to drop depending where you live. And people are starting to let go of this huge breath that they've been holding, that they didn't even know that they were holding for almost 2 years. That's a lot. And for some, there might be this natural response of COVID fatigue that begins to creep in now that it feels a little bit safer to relax. You know how when you go on vacation and you're going to relax, and yet the first few days you get there and begin to relax, you're completely wiped out and exhausted. Or maybe when you go and get a massage, the first 5 minutes of the massage, your brain's like super raced. Well, it feels similar to that. And I've also noticed in my own community that there's a very high incidence of anxiety occurring. And it's all through COVID, but it's even now, because anxiety is the body's way of saying it's experiencing an overload of what it perceives as stress, and it's full. So the key to this new normal for us here in the community is to come back into balance. You know, for many of us, the seesaw might be tipped, and most likely it's tipped. And by diligently using these daily wellness practices that we've been doing during the feast, that we've been doing the last 2 years, this is how we're going to come back into balance. And it may take some time, and that's okay. But the shift to the new normal does not have to be a struggle. And it's already what we've been doing, right? During our meditation time, we're finding and maintaining peace, maybe for the 40 minutes that we're on, and coming into balance, even if temporarily for your day. And it's been in the midst of the pandemic. That is what equanimity is. It's about staying calm during chaos. So we know that we can do it in short spurts, and we're going to continue. So I have some suggestions, big shocker. And the suggestions are to combat this post-COVID fatigue and anxiety, to be able to come back into balance. And they're all based on self-care. And they'll work better if they're used consistently, even if it's 10 minutes a day, as opposed to once a week for an hour, because you want to keep clearing and settling your nervous system daily, because it needs attention to clear out this 2 years of accumulated stress. So it might take time to chip away at it. So a few little suggestions to kind of try on and see how they feel. And we've talked about all of these. So it's just a little friendly reminder. And I'm happy to send these out later if you're not a note taker. Watch your self-talk, right? Remember, we talked about 2022 to eliminate the word should, to eliminate the word try. Be very, very gentle with your self-talk and extra, extra kind in your self-care. Maybe put a photo of you as a child, 5 years old, on your dresser. And every time you walk by and look and see, be comforting, be nurturing. Acknowledge that inner child that's gone through fear and maybe has been scared during this last, pretty long extended period of time. Be mindful. Come into the present moment. This is where you have a safe space. The past might bring grief, the future might bring anxiety, but here, today, right now, in this moment, you can find some peace. And notice and honor how you're feeling every day. Mindfulness helps you stay with difficult feelings and emotions that may come up, non-judgmentally, and without suppressing them, to allow them to come up, to be released. Focus on your breath to disrupt maybe a negative loop pattern. Take a few slow, long, deep breaths throughout your whole day. You can set timers on your phone or just triggers that remind you to just take a slow, relaxing breath to bring the mind back into the body, to become mindful. Drink plenty of fluid. Sounds silly, but the medical community is finally starting to acknowledge that there is such a thing as emotional inflammation. And water really helps the body clear out toxins, even emotional toxins. Every thought, every emotion that you have resides in the body. So let's start clearing them out. Drink good old water. And use a journal to get your thoughts, happy, sad, mad, out onto paper to start to clear. Set a time to meditate. Rise, meditate first thing in the morning is a nice way. And it's just an amazing way to calm your nervous system and to help with this pandemic insomnia that is now a term. But it only works if you do it, right? So I already mentioned we have a huge library on the feast for those that like to do a guided meditation on the off days. And utilize Yoga Nidra. I have Yoga Nidra tapes. You can listen to anybody's Yoga Nidra tapes. There's one on the feast. If you're really, really even too wiped out to meditate, lay down and listen to a yoga nidra. They're amazing. A couple of years ago, when I went through a really tough spell and I was moving and I ended up getting back surgery, I listened to Yoga Nidra daily for almost a year. I mean, it will be your best friend. Practice yoga, practice Qigong, get outside, get your energy flowing, stay aligned. Mind, body, soul, source, earth. Gratitude practices are another way to rewire the brain to look for positive moments, even in the chaos, right? Positive affirmations, put up stickies, reset the negative thought patterns that might have occurred to shift from worrying. The body is listening to the thoughts. I am statements carry a lot of high vibrational frequency. I am calm and relaxed and safe in this moment. Any I am statements that feel well and right for you, write them on a sticky, put them all over the place and say them. Say them driving in the car, say them say them repetitively when you're feeling stressed. And remember to fill your soul's gas tank every day, maybe with an inspirational reading, maybe by talking to a friend, maybe through service to others, whatever it takes. Be disciplined with your self-care. Be disciplined with healthy sleep routines. So you have the tools. This is not complicated stuff, but this is a reminder to use them and daily if possible. So let's explore how to come into balance during our meditation today. So I invite you to settle in, close your eyes if that feels right for you. Get the wiggles out. Noticing your posture. Feeling comfortable. It's nice to connect to your feet to feel grounded in your seat. When your mind wanders off, it's okay. That's part of the practice. When you notice, just gently bring it back to the meditation, maybe back to the breath. And invite the thinking mind to settle. Tuning into your sense of hearing. Drawing your attention from the whole room towards the self, towards your body, towards your ear, listening with the whole body. Even drawing in, listening to the noises within the ear. Making friends with any ringing you may have in the ear. Then shifting from the ear to begin to notice your breath. You can see or feel or listen to your natural breath. Breathing in through the nose. Following the rhythm and the flow of the breath. Letting the natural breath begin to deepen, extending the inhale, drawing it a little deeper into the body, slowing down the exhale, enjoying a few deeper, slow, relaxing breaths. Even on an extended breath, let the length of the inhale and the exhale come into their own balance. And taking one more deep breath. Before returning to your natural breath. Setting an intention for the meditation to find balance in your mind, body, and emotions. Whatever else feels right for you this morning. And then letting go of that intention, dropping it down into the soul to plant and slowly, slowly grow. Inviting the body to soften, looking at the body as a whole unit, asking it to release any tension it may be holding. In any area that may be calling you, gently put your loving attention on that spot. The body hears everything we think. So be very, very kind in the self-talk. Now connect to the whole right side of the body. From the right head, down the neck and shoulders, the arm, down the right leg and the right toes. Releasing and relaxing the whole right side of the body. And even if this feels a little funny or uncomfortable, that's all right. Maybe exploring letting it relax on each exhale a little bit further. And slide your awareness to the whole left side of the body, from the left head to the shoulders, arms, hips, legs, relaxing the left side of the body as one whole unit. Coming back to the right side like a little seesaw. Notice how the right side feels compared to the left side. One side might feel a little more tense. Maybe you don't notice. There's no right or wrong, but again, relax the right side of the body. Now relax the left side of the body. Noticing any subtle differences out of curiosity. Now feel the body as a whole unit, inviting the two sides to come into balance. Gliding your awareness up to the forehead, relaxing the forehead, sliding down, relaxing around the eyes, relaxing the jaw, softening the tongue, sliding down the neck, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the upper chest, the belly. And then gliding your awareness to the center of the chest, to the energetic heart space, the physical heart, the emotional heart, coming into the center of the chest. Grounding your awareness in this heart space, settling in. Acclimating to how your heart space feels. Maybe it's a little tight. Just giving it your gentle, loving attention. Inviting waves and feelings of peace and stillness. Maybe on the breath, on the inhale, inhaling fresh, new prana, gently stretching out the heart space. On the exhale, releasing any stress and tension that's come up to be released. Very gently, never forcing. mindfully being very present to who you are in this moment. Creating space to see or discover your post pandemic self emerging, coming up and blooming from this area of the heart, giving a little smile. And inviting your thoughts and all the entangled emotions from 2020, from 2022 to come up to be released. Letting go of resistance and thoughts to wearing the mask. Just let that wave come up and come out. All stress and tension about masks. Inviting it to release and let go. Doesn't mean you're not going to continue to wear a mask. It doesn't mean anything. But any accumulated stress around wearing masks, invite it to soften and release. Letting go of any judgment of other people and other people's decisions. Inviting the energy of what other people do and don't do to leave your energy field. Ask it to come up to be released. Clearing out your space of thoughts of others that don't belong there any longer. And surrender to the fear that maybe you've held and still hold. Honor it, acknowledge it, love it. Love who you are with all the worry and the fear and anxiety. Wrap it in love and white light and invite it to soften. Letting any resistance come up. We're not forcing. We're just letting the body know it's okay to let go of some of the issues in 2020 and 2021 that you're ready to release. Keeping the body soft, being very gentle with your thoughts. Taking one big deep breath in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth, releasing heat and tension, stress on the breath. Noticing how you feel. And even if the chest is still a little tight, that's okay. Welcoming and accepting who you are in this moment of life. Shifting your attention to 2022. giving a little smile. Feeling at home in your body in this moment. Softening and just feeling the waves of how this feels. Feeling safe in your seat, in your environment. Connecting to the feeling that you have resources. Feeling connected to family and friends. Inviting the idea that I am balanced in my mind. Feeling the thought, I am balanced in my body. I am balanced in my emotions. The body listens to the thought. Resting in your heart space. Draw up feelings of gratitude for one silver lining that came out of quarantine. Giving another smile. And ending with a few words of loving kindness to repeat silently to yourself. May I be balanced and at peace. May I be balanced and at peace. May I be balanced and at peace. May all beings everywhere be balanced and at peace. If you like, you can put one hand over your heart space. Acknowledge yourself for showing up today for your daily wellness practice. Acknowledge yourself for showing up today for your life. And as you rest in the stillness and balance and peace in your heart space, I have a few words from Jon Kabat-Zinn. It's not a matter of letting go. You would if you could. Instead of let it go, we should probably say, let it be. Keeping your eyes closed until you're ready. Always very, very slowly transitioning from meditation to a more wakeful state This is the body clearing out the nervous system. So let it very gently acclimate. Begin to deepen the inhale, moving your fingers and your toes slowly. Tuning into the space around you as your whole self acclimates. And when you're ready, if it feels right to bring your hands into prayer position, I always like to spread my fingers, pressing into the heart space, really extending out to the rest of the group. Bowing your head in acknowledgement to the self and to every member in the group that you meditated with today. Thank you so much for practicing with us today and for really being part of the feast this year. And may the experience of the feast stay with you on your path to be balanced in 2022. Namaste.